He's a Bloomington favorite, a former Indiana Mr. Basketball, and an avid real estate agent at that. It was Anthony Leal who put up a career night. The senior guard hasn't seen much playing time in his 4-year career, but he has stayed ready. With the Crimson Guard back in attendance for the first time since winter break, the Cream and Crimson fed off their energy like they have all season long. Indiana has moved all the way up to the 6th seed at the Big Ten tournament. Yeah, you heard me correctly, the 6th seed. This team was as low as 12 just mere weeks ago, and they have just risen all the way up and are in prime position to make a deep run in the Big Ten tournament. Now, is Mike Woodson and company really concerned about a deep run at this current point?
Listen, we're playing as good as any team in the country right now.
But I'm going to go in a different direction and say Anthony Walker, because I really enjoyed his game against UND. Granted, it's an exhibition game. You're going to expect some other guys to produce a little bit more than they're probably going to produce in the regular season. But he was a key glue guy for Miami's Final Four run last year, and I think he could provide a very similar situation with the Indiana Hoosiers this season.
Indiana's conference record in the regular season, what do you guys got?
It's you're exactly right. It's a shot in the dark because all we've seen from Indiana is one exhibition game, and like you said, there's just so much roster turnover that there's too many questions and you don't know what you're going to get from this group. So based off of that fact alone, I think Indiana is going to be lucky to get around 10 games that they win in the Big Ten Conference. It was 3 after 3 after 3. Racing Louisville's Savannah DeMello has exploded onto the scene in just her 2nd year with the club, leading the team in every major statistical category. But it hasn't always been smooth sailing for DeMello. With the seconds ticking away and IU down by 2, it was a freshman taking the biggest shot of the game. The freshman was Gabe Cupps. But it wasn't just the fireworks that had 5,000 fans up in their seats. It was the return of one of the club's most beloved players. Johnson originally injured his left ankle against Wright State a week and a half ago. His status was questioned whenever Indiana traveled to New York City last weekend, but was still able to play over 30 minutes against the Louisville Cardinals. Johnson would limp to the locker room entering the halftime break and wouldn't be seen again until a few minutes into the second half. He would be seen on the bench in warm-up clothing with ice wrapped around his foot. But yeah, I mean, Leo just kind of skied in out of nowhere and just put it right back up and in. I mean, this is a kid that's really just been waiting for his opportunity to really shine at the fullest level, and he really got that opportunity here today against Penn State, and he's just been flat out phenomenal all season long for Indiana whenever they've needed him, especially without Trey Galloway today. They needed another guy to get those buckets, and that's what Leo ended up doing. Well, it rained threes inside of Simon Scott Assembly Hall here tonight, and Indiana came away with the dominating victory, 83-66. Hayden Smith alongside Audrey Marr for the Hoosier Network. Audrey, seems like the first time in forever that Indiana has hit this many threes, 12 as a team, and it was really Malik Renew that led the charge.
What does this win mean for this team going forward the rest of the season?
I mean, it's huge because this Indiana team, especially going into the halftime break, it looked like they were ready to just fold and go into the offseason. So with this victory, it's going to give them a little bit more momentum, but they have to continue to capitalize on that. They just haven't been able to do that whenever Big Ten play has begun. And they've got a tall task at hand again as they'll take on Purdue and West Lafayette on Saturday. Well, amidst all the chaos and commotion here in the Simon Scott Assembly Hall, where everybody was forced to evacuate the building, Indiana still found a way to get it done and defeated the Wisconsin Badgers 74-70 to end their 4-game losing streak.